We're driving up Pikes Peak in a Mitsubishi Outlander Sport, and we've been driving this for a few days now to get a better feel for what it's like just around town. It's a great little car, really. I think if we compared it to some of the class leaders like the Mazda CX-5 and the Honda CR-V or maybe the HR-V, because this is kind of in between those two. It's a great little car. It's relatively quiet at highway speed. There's not a lot of noise. There's a little bit of tire noise. But overall, it's relatively sprightly. It's got enough power. The CVT behaves really quite well. I think you just push the gas pedal down more to get more power out of it. And overall fit and finish is what you'd expect in a car in this price range. It has a leather wrapped steering wheel, has soft touch surfaces that Mitsubishi's upgraded over the past few years just to bring it more up to modern standards. So you've got soft touch surfaces on the doors, the dash, the door cards as well, and then your elbow rest, and that's pretty nice. The handling actually is pretty decent. It has has pretty good turn-in, actually has some on-center feel, and I definitely appreciate that because most of these modern cars have zero feel, and this is nicely weighted and responds pretty well. If you do push it harder, I was trying to come up with a way to describe this, but if you push it harder, it kind of feels like you're glued to a seat and you're trying to twist left and right. So it's not a good thing. You turn and it's like the rear wheels are not wanting to turn at all. So the front turns, the rear doesn't really respond. Very strange feeling, not really good. We've been getting around 30 miles per gallon on average, and we've been driving back and forth between Castle Rock and Denver, and this has been doing really, really well. The amount of options that it has automatic climate control, automatic headlights, automatic wipers, which do not work, by the way. This is a used vehicle. It has 38,000 miles on it, and there's a couple of things that don't work that are problematic. I'll get into those. It's got plenty of space. I've got actually very supportive seats. I'm 6'2", and the seat is actually long enough for me to get comfortable in, and that's really nice. It actually feels long enough for me to feel comfortable in. The actual seats themselves, though, are a little too firm. They are not that comfortable. Good position, good ride height, but just don't feel that soft. I think the cushioning itself or the leather could be softer, and that would help with that, making it more compliant. So the positives overall, in this price range, this is a really nice little car. If you're not really picky about details, if you don't need a lot of power, if you don't need really exceptional sound, or if you're just looking for something really practical, I think this is definitely a car you could consider. This is, I definitely consider this over, say, a Nissan or a Dodge, but I would be, I'd be wavering if I was considering this between, say, a Hyundai, Kona, or one of the other competitive, new SUVs that are on the market that are definitely more up to date. Mazda, Honda, Toyota, definitely. The negatives on this vehicle are not really huge negatives, they're more small things, and in this market it's becoming increasingly competitive, so the drawbacks are really small at this point. So the materials are not really that great. There are 5 different types of grain plastic or leather in this interior. They're not matched. So you've got a material right here on this dash. You've got a different material. This is a plastic right here, a different grain again. And then what the issue is the actual grains of leather that they're trying to simulate in the fit and finish are not the same. They're different. And so if you look at it closely, it looks cheap. The fit and finish, the details, they're not there. The piano black plastic that other reviewers complain about is still here, and it's covered in fingerprints and smears. And if you're trying to wipe it clean, the next time somebody has to touch it, it's gonna kind of look terrible again. But the fit and finish, it's an inexpensive car, so if you're not picky about that, that's fine. So the problems I have, the Bluetooth audio system, once it's been matched up with 5 devices, for some reason I cannot remove any of those devices now. I can't add a new one or delete an old one. I even tried doing a factory reset on the system, and there's no ability to add you can see the button to pair a device, but it's grayed out, so you can't do that. That makes no sense. Definitely a problem there. The automatic wipers do not work for some reason, and the sensor and everything is plugged in up here on the windshield, but it just doesn't work, and that's definitely a problem. The negatives, as far as the interior, the quality, and then also the seating is too firm. It's uncomfortably hard, and this is definitely more than broken in. This is 38,000 miles. And there's many different types of drivers who have already used this vehicle, so that shouldn't be happening. Other than that, I don't really have any big complaints. I think that if you want a more sophisticated all-wheel drive system that other vehicles don't really have, if you want something that comes standard with all-wheel drive, then I definitely look at the Mitsubishi Outlander.